Hey guys, welcome to my little vlog about my new juicer. I thought I'd share with you all what I just picked up last weekend and I have been falling in love with ever since, and that is this new masticating juicer. It is an Omega. It's an Omega VRT350HD is the exact model, and it's the latest model, the latest vertical stand-up model from Omega Juicers, and I got it at discountjuicers.com after doing loads and loads of research about what kind of masticating juicer I wanted. As you can tell, I've been doing a little juicing, but I sort of stopped in the middle to make a quick little video just to show you guys what I love about this thing. So I've been using it for a little over a week, and it definitely has its pros and its cons. The pros are that it's the juice quality is amazing, and you can see that big thick green juice I've got over there. It's got a little foam that I'll be skimming off the top, but it's very thick, it's full of flavor. The nutrients, the quality of the nutrients is a lot higher because of the way the juice is extracted compared to my Breville, which is a centrifugal juicer, which I also love. But like each kind of juicer has its pros and its cons. Also, the juice definitely has more pulp in it with this juicer, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, and it's very easy to strain out if you don't like pulp. It's pretty easy to put together. That's one of the pros, and nobody wants a juicer that is super complicated that you can't figure out. These are just a couple of the pieces. This is the auger, which will be grinding the food you put down the feeding tube, which is right here. This piece goes on top. And this is sort of the sieve that the juice is extracted from. You can see it's been used. I haven't cleaned it all the way yet because I've been juicing. And it has these little wiper blades on the side that it's a self-cleaning mechanism. So while you're juicing, this is moving around and it's wiping off the pulp from the sieve to keep the juice flowing steadily. So it comes with two of these. This is actually the fine mesh version, and it's all you need, trust me. This one produces plenty of pulp, unless you're making like a sorbet or something, which is quite possible. So it's got little red dots that you match up, and it might be hard to see on the video, but that drops right into place. The auger drops right into place fairly easily too. Get that down. And the lid, this goes in the back, snaps right on, okay? And this thing is pretty easy to put on too. So we'll juice for a few minutes and I'll show you how quiet it is and what I do afterwards when I am finished. So the on-off switch is in the back, right back here. So you just turn that on. One thing I was really surprised with is how quiet this machine is. And I remember watching a lot of videos before I finally bought it. There's some cucumber going in there. And they all told me it was quiet, but it's actually even quieter in person than it is online, in my opinion. It's really a quiet machine. I mean, if you are a mom and have kids that you don't want to be waking up, this would probably be like the perfect machine for you. Or roommates that you don't want to wake up at night or in the middle of the day. So I'm just feeding things down the feed tube. You're going to hear a little squeaking, and that is quite common with greens and expected as it's pressing the juice out. There's the pulp ejector. We've got some pulp coming out, some lovely green juice coming out. And one thing I read was it's a good idea to really alternate the produce as you feed it down the feeding tube. It just helps the juicer, I don't know exactly the reason, but some things are a little more stringy than others, like celery versus an apple, for example. And just alternating sort of what you put in there, the juicer will do a more efficient job. So I'm alternating between greens, a bunch of dino kale I've got down here, and some organic gala apple. and Bartlett pears. So this should be an interesting combination. And sometimes you do have to use the food pusher. I don't find myself using it an awful lot though. Another downfall, I don't know if I mentioned this already, is it's definitely a little slower. So juicing is going to be a bigger ordeal. If you are in a hurry, you know, those centrifugal juicers are awesome because they're super quick. And because of the size of the feeding tube, you have to cut things up a lot smaller. So that is another step that isn't always necessary with the centrifugal juicers, that you can actually get away with putting whole cucumbers down those chutes. But not only do you have to cut it smaller because of the size of the feeding tube, but it's highly recommended in the manual and online with this juicer model. So things don't get wrapped up too tightly around that auger. Okay, so I've got pretty much, look, I'm about to overflow, but that's okay. So it's definitely going to give you a little bit of foam, but most juicers will produce foam. So really, it's one of those things you kind of just have to get used to. But that's basically it. Next step that I'm going to do is start pouring a little water down there. And I'm going to keep my juice bucket because the first little bits of juice that come out are still going to be quite green as it cleans itself. Plus I don't mind a little water in my juicer, or in my juice. There you go. See everything? Those wiper blades are working, the water's sort of cleaning everything up, but I am getting a little too full here, so oops, shouldn't really prepare for that. That's plenty of green juice for me, so the rest will clean right out into the second feed bucket. Another thing I like about this model that really sold me on it was that it has the capability to make almond milk and soy milk, which I thought was really awesome. My other juicer definitely does not do that. I haven't tried it yet, but if I do, I'll probably post a little video for you guys to see. So I'm just cleaning it out right now, and if that hadn't have been full, I probably would have kept that watery juice coming out, but that's okay. This is just a demonstration anyways. So I hope you guys liked the video, and if you are looking at getting a new juicer, maybe a first-time juicer, or upgrading from what you have, so far I would say I definitely recommend this model. Like I said, it has a few cons. It's a little slower, the juice is kind of pulpy, and it takes a little more time to juice. But other than that, it's been awesome, and the juice is absolutely delicious. That is not arguable at all. So I highly recommend the Omega juicer, the Omega Vert juicer, and you can do your own little juicing research online. But that's all I have for now. You guys have a nice day.